Hey everybody, welcome back to another State of the Market ending February 2022 for Barnstable County in the islands. So first and foremost, I hope that everyone is continuing to stay safe and healthy. And please say a prayer for everybody over in the Ukraine, for the people over there, what they're going through. If there's anybody that you know, have family or relatives, our prayers are with you for sure. So let's get right back into the state of the market. So state of the market we do every month. It helps us and it helps you keep a pulse on the market. So if you're a seller or you're a buyer or you just own real estate and you're just curious about what's going on in the market, this video is for you. So we talk about days on market, active listings, closed listings, and median sales price. All right, those are our main four quadrants that we talk about, and then I throw in some bonus slides as we go. So you guys ready to go? Let's do it. First thing I'm going to do is do a quick share screen. And so we get these stats right here off of the MLS in Cape and Islands. It's called Flex. So these are not stats that I make up. Obviously, they're right from Flex. So let's get right back into it and start talking about the sales price. So the average sales price is $597,000 ending February 2022. Last month it was $600,000. The month before that is $595,000. I like to go back 3 months, as you guys know, just to give you a little bit of history and some data. So it's been hovering between $597,000 and $600,000. You can see it took one of the bigger jumps here back in November of 2020. But if you look at just a year ago and you bought a piece of property, let's go back to February of 2021, which is right over here. February 2021, the average median sales price, excuse me, was $519,500. Fast forward the clock 12 months and you can see you're hovered right over there at 597. So let's take a look at the next quadrant, which is homes for sale. So right today, we're down to literally skull and bones. Everybody knows that the housing inventory across the nation is low, but this is for Barnstable County and Cape and Islands. We're down to 303 houses, and that includes condominiums. So, Scott, is that a lot of houses or is that a few houses? That is very, very, very little inventory. Let me show you a slide here on the way things were before COVID. So 303, so let's remember that number. So let's just go back, say, I can go back to, let's see, around March of 2020 was when COVID started, right? So that's right about here. 1,996 homes were on the market compared to 303 today. So what happened is we had all these homes on the sale, which is a good for sale, which is around 1,900, 2,000. That was about normal inventory that we carried here on the Cape. Then COVID came and people started taking their houses off the market. You can see it slid right down, 1,900, 1,200, 1,000. And then here we are today at a very slim 303 homes. So that's one of the reasons why you see long lines at open houses and things like that. There's just not enough inventory. So if you're a seller, it's a great time to sell your house. It's still a good time to buy a house as well. So I don't want to eliminate just sellers and just put all the emphasis on sellers. It's still a great time to buy. And the reason that is because of the interest rates. So the interest rates are very low. We're going to get into those and you'll see how much your buying power changes with just 1% increase in your interest rate. Your buying power drops by 10%. So these rates are historically low rates, and they've been like that for a while, which is fantastic. but they are going to creep up, and they have crept up some, and we're going to go through that. So let's take a look at closed sales. So we closed 226 homes for the end of for the month of February of 2022. Now that's everybody on MLS from P-Town to Plymouth, right? 226 homes. And that's dropped from December. And that's just simply because of the time of year and because inventory has dropped again. One month that was really good that I had gone through some slides with you in the past, the highest month that we've ever had was back here, which was September of 2020. 717 homes got sold for that particular month. And since then, it's just been kind of dropping just because inventory's dropped. So closed sales for the end of February ended up at 226. Days on market. So this tells us how many days that your property stayed on the market. Some are longer, some are shorter. At the end of the day, if you price your house correctly, you expose it properly to the market, and present it well, meaning it looks the part of that price point, it should sell in, drum roll please, 12 days, okay? So we've been hovering between 12, 13, and 11. So 10, 11, 12, 13 days over the last 3 months. Extraordinarily low time frame to get your house sold in only 12 days. Some are taking longer, don't get me wrong. Some of them are selling in a day or two or over the weekend. At the end of the day, we end up at 12. Just a year ago, let's go back just 1 year, it was 75 days, which was more, more normal, okay? 12 days on market. We can talk about the month of supply. So the month of supply tells us how much inventory is in available to sell before we run out of inventory. And right now it's down to just basically a month or less of inventory. All right. And that brings up another slide that I wanted to show you guys real quick. That one's right here. So this tells us what kind of market we're in. Okay. Whether we're in a seller's market, a balanced market, or a buyer's market. So if you have less than 3 months of inventory, which I just stated, we had less than 1 month, then that is a seller's market. Home prices appreciate. If you're between 3 and 6 months of inventory, that's what they call a balanced market, and your home prices may only appreciate within inflation, which is that normal 3 or 4% that we normally see. And then if you have more than 6 months of inventory, home prices may depreciate. All right. So you get your seller's market with less than 3 months, a balanced market between 3 and 6, and a buyer's market with 6 or more. We've been in the seller's market for at least 2 years now. Okay. Let's talk about percentage of list price to sales price. So this is kind of a cool screen because it lets the sellers know if they put their house on the market at a certain price point, how much are we going to end up bringing in for that house as realtors. So lately it's been hovering at 100%. So if you list your house for 500,000, according to these statistics, there's a very good chance you're going to get 100,000. Okay. Some of the properties are getting over, okay, 25, 50, or 75, or even 100. I saw one the other day over 300,000 over asking. At the end of the day, when you add up all those numbers, it still averages about 100. Okay, and we've been averaging about 100% now for the end of February, also for January, and also for December. So for the last 3 months, if you listed your house for 500,000, you should be able to get 100,000, 500,000 for your house. If you see back here in June 2021, those houses were averaging over 103% of asking the sale price versus the asking price. Okay, and when you go back to 2019, when it was more of a balanced market, the average sale to list price was 96.2%. So if you listed your house for 100,000, there's a good chance that you would bring in 96,000. Okay, So the market is very good as far as getting the seller's price of 100%. And then, so that takes care of the 4 quadrants. I did want to go and share this screen with you for today. This is mortgage rates for today are ending around 3.55. Okay, and you can see that they are historically low. They were down here at one point, down in the mid 2s, but typically they're up here in the 5s. So you're down here at 3.55 today. Mortgage rates again, 30-year fixed rate, 3.55. These are some mortgage rate projections. So if you're on the sidelines and you're thinking about what's going to happen to the rate, so 2022 second quarter, Freddie Mac at 3.6, Fannie Mae 3.3, MBA 3.5, NAR 3.5, an average of all 4, 3.4. Third quarter 3.6, fourth quarter 3.75, and the end of the first quarter at 3.8. And right now you're at 3.55. So they go up and down a little bit each day. At the end of the day, we're sitting at 3.55. Okay. Where are interest rates going, Scott? People ask me what's going to happen with the interest rate. So, well, here they are. Here's the projections and where interest rates are going. Here's where we are today at 3.5, and then you've got the second quarter 3.7, and maybe about the same on the third quarter, and then end up just under 4% by the end of the year. So, if you're thinking about buying a property, there's a very good chance that interest rates are going to go up, maybe a whole point between now and the end of the year. So it would be, I think, in your best interest to buy sooner rather than later, so you're not paying all that interest. Okay. So again, this is just another screen on projected mortgage rates. Here's where we are. Okay. And then here's where they're going to be projected. Okay. You can see where they were back here in 2018, 4.5, 4.6. Okay. And then this one here, I wanted to go over with you guys. So just everybody has a good idea. If you're renting or you want to buy a house and you're like, hey, Scott, what do I need to qualify for a score? Here's what they're looking for today. Conventional loan, which would be say 5 or 10 or 15 or even 20% down, 755 FICO score. FHA, which is your government-backed loans by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, 676. Those are loans that you can do with as little as 3.5%. The other day I was talking with somebody, they said, I'd love to buy a house, but I don't have 20%. And I said, well, you don't need 20%. You can do it with as little as 3.5%. And they kind of gave me a funny look. And I said, it's true. Ever since these FHA government-backed loans came into play years ago, you're now able to get into a piece of property for 3.5% of the sales price. And then a lot of times we can roll in the closing costs, which could be anywhere between 5, 6, or 7,000. So you could literally buy a house today. If you bought a $400,000 or $450,000 house, if you do the math at 3.5%, you come up with probably maybe $15,000, and you could actually buy a house, okay, and stop paying rent because the rents are going through the roof. VA is another one here. That's for veterans. These you can do with 100% financing if you're lucky enough to be a veteran. We thank all of our veterans for their service. 723 is the FICO score on that. It's a little higher because the risk is a little higher, and then there's no down payment. So it all makes sense, right? So that is what we have for you today for the state of the market. Listen, we appreciate everybody tuning in every month, the cards, the letters, the texts, the emails. If there's anything we can do to help you, please give us a call. Let me just stop my screen share. There I am. Yeah, so give us a call at 508-566-0051. Shoot us an email at sjzaino. Excuse me, I have a new email. It's scottzainogroup.com. And check us out on YouTube. We have all kinds of informational and educational videos for you guys. Check out our website. We have a dynamite website that we set up a couple of years ago. It's got all kinds of information, testimonials, blogs, things like that. And then check us out on YouTube as well. So you have YouTube, you have our Facebook account you can look at, and you have our website. The market is great. If you're thinking about selling, please keep us in mind. We appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying and you need some help and you have some questions, it's a tough market out there. You want to deal with a professional that understands the market and knows how to get your offers accepted. Please keep us in mind and give us a call. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Signing off for today. Catch you for the next month of State of the Market in March. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.